Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about dynamic SQL in SQL Server. This is the 8th video in this dynamic SQL video series. So please try to watch all my previous videos. So each video I'll try to explain different examples so that you'll get more knowledge in dynamic SQL and you can see more examples. So let's go to the SQL Server Management Studio. There we can understand the demo. So in this example we are going to talk about on TBL employee table. Let's try to see the data. Select star from TBL employee. Just click on execute. Now you can see there are 286 records and these number of columns available. These number of columns there. Okay. Now what are the example I'm discussing here? Already I talked about in last videos, but this time I'll try to explain in parameters dynamic SQL how to write this as an example. Okay, so let's start the coding. Create procedure get dynamic param. So for this I'm taking 4 parameters. So manager ID, gender, title and marital status. Manager ID integer equal to null and gender varchar equal to null and title varchar equal to null where spelling mistake varchar. Okay, now null and marital status varchar 100 equal to null. So I'm declaring 4 parameters: manager ID, gender as well as title and marital status. Okay, as begin and so within this begin and block I'm trying to write a code. So I'm declaring here one variable to hold the dynamic SQL into this variable. Declare SQL string and varchar max. So I'm setting dynamic SQL into this variable. Just write the code. SQL string equal to n. Here I'm taking only few columns from the employee table. Whatever the employee table we have seen, so I'm taking few columns only instead of taking all the columns. Let's try to write the column names. Select from TBL employee employee ID, manager ID, birth date and title, gender, marital status. So these are the columns I'm trying to fetch from the employee table instead of taking all the columns. Now where 1 equal to 1. So why I'm writing here where 1 equal to 1 means in case if none of the parameter if we did not pass, so I need to see the entire data. So that is the reason I am passing where condition where 1 equal to 1. It means that this condition always be true even though if we did not pass any of these parameters, we'll get to the entire records. Okay, now I'm validating the parameters. If manager ID is not null set SQL string equal to SQL string. So what I'm doing here is, if manager ID is not null, if the manager ID is not null, then only I'm concatenating the SQL string into this parameter, and manager ID equal to manager ID. If gender is not null, set SQL string and gender equal to gender. If title is not null, set SQL string equal to SQL string and title equal to title, and this is the final condition I'm checking. I'm trying to copy. If marital status is not null, then marital status okay. So here I'm checking all the conditions. If the parameter is not null, then only I'm concatenating the dynamic SQL into these parameters. So for all the parameters I'm checking that condition. Now print SQL string, and then finally I'm executing execute sp underscore execute SQL, call the SQL string, comma. Here I need to declare the all the parameters definitions. So first one is manager ID, so just copy. So sometimes we'll write the spelling mistake. Int, comma, gender, varchar, comma, title, varchar, comma, marital status, varchar, and finally we are setting the parameters to this. What are the input parameter we are passing? So these parameters we are setting into this parameter definition. Manager ID equal to input parameter manager ID, comma, gender equal to gender, comma, title equal to title, comma, marital status equal to input parameter name. So that's all. I think we have declared 4 parameters as begin and declared one variable to hold the dynamic SQL string, and we are validating whether parameter is not null. If it is not null, only we are concatenating the parameters to this dynamic SQL. All 4 we have done: manager ID, gender, title, and here we need to change the parameter marital status is not null, then setting the okay. So and finally we are printing the dynamic SQL. Now I'm executing the dynamic SQL by followed by the SQL string. Here I am declaring the all the parameter definition. because I have given a parameters here: manager ID, gender, title, matter status. For 4, I'm defining the definition of what kind of data type it is: integer, varchar, and finally I'm setting these parameters to the input parameters, respect to input parameters. Okay, let's try to execute it. So command complete successfully, it means that procedure has been created successfully. So take the procedure. Now we'll see whether it will execute or it will give an error. We'll try to verify that. So here I'm not passing any parameter. We'll try to verify. So we got, so same thing. So every time I'm getting error for this column, yeah. TBL employee, master status, copy, alter the procedure, just try to execute one more time. Yeah, command complete successfully. Now I'll try to execute. Yeah, data is coming fine. If you notice here, even though I'm not giving any parameter, but actually how many parameters is there? There are 4 parameters is there, but even though I'm not specifying any of the parameter, but it's working fine. I'll try to give the manager ID 3 only. I will try to pass only one parameter. We'll try to see. It's working fine because it's a dynamic nature. So whatever the parameter we are passing, based on that we are concatenating the parameters to the dynamic SQL string. Even same example we have discussed last video, but the way we write is different style. Here we are defining the again parameters, and we are declaring the definition of these parameters, again setting the values to the parameter from the input parameter. So this is the different way of writing the code. Okay, so even we can declare all the parameters. Manager ID and the gender is male. Now try to execute it. If you want, we can give the female also. So it's working. Even though we pass 2 parameters or 1 parameters, it will work as we expected. We can check the print statement also if you want. See, we are getting manager ID equal to manager ID, gender is equal to gender. But okay, so I hope you like this video. If you have any questions or queries, so please send me an email or drop your comments in the comment section, so that I'll try to reply as soon as possible. So this is the last video in dynamic SQL video series. I think I have covered all the examples, most examples in these 8 videos. So please subscribe my channel. Thanks so much for watching.